Hello, my name is Anna Romanenko, and today I'm going to show you an exercise that calls I Am the Sun, about your inner potential and about your personality characteristics. So I have a Sharpie ultra fine point. You can have a different marker or a pen, and I have 5 pencils randomly chosen, so whichever colors will work for us. So sun in astrology represents inner potential, what drives us, like what initiates action, and what do we really represent in the world. So, and I am telling you that just by looking at this picture, you will be like, I can tell about your personality a lot. So I hope we will have the focus. Before we start, we will need to do some neurolines. So before we start, we will do 5 neurolines. How to do them you can see in my previous video. So neurographical line is a line which does not repeat itself in any part of its movement, and we lead it to where we do not expect it to go. So I ask you to draw 5 neurolines and try to do it from different sides. So 5. You can turn the paper, I just keep it in one place. So I have 3. Four. And do one more. So pay attention if you don't touch edge of the paper. If your lines do not reach edge of the paper, usually it represents that when you need help, you do not reach people, you do not ask people for help. So I encourage you to really train yourself how to reach for help whenever it's needed. So we've created 5 lines, and now we have to do to draw a circle that will represent yourself. So this is society that you live in, that you are surrounded by other people. The society itself already has some conflicts. You see, there are some crossings, and it could be any community or any group of people around you. So there is some conflicts already there. So now I ask you to draw a circle wherever you want on this piece of paper, in any size, and it should not be perfect circle. So it could be any circle, and if you need to, okay, so mine is quite perfect, but if you need to make it more round, you can draw, like, correct it. So you see, when I place myself in society, I create even more challenges, more conflicts, and more arguments. So because I have to I have my points of view, and they're not always harmonious with the people around me. And it's okay. In conflicts, usually in argument, there is some development. So there is no way we can be in a society without any conflicts. Next step is, but I don't like conflicts, I don't like challenges. Next step, we will create Neurographica patterns, and we will round each corner. We will harmonize each challenge to make it easier for us to adapt to the society and adapt society to us. We want to be integrated in harmonious way in any group of people that are around us. And we start rounding. I encourage you to start from the inner circle, and as you can see, so each corner, and I have a separate video about how to do roundings. And as you can see, I not just round each corner, but I make bolder each line, because if I just do corners, for example, you see it still look like a spike. There still be sharpness in it because it's bolder and it's well defined, but all lines become weak links. So I want everything be evenly strong, and I make everything round. I want to tell you, like, if you have a tendency to start rounding from outside your circle, I can tell you that you are trying to avoid your inner conflicts by getting involved in somebody's life, trying to help everyone. And this, like, when you try to help everyone else, you're kind of ignoring yourself, and it's very important. And if I have a big corners like this, I can make a small bubble inside, so I have this room to breathe. I make it a little bit fast because I've done it many times. So if you need some pause, don't hesitate. You can stop the video and take your time in finishing it. And it's this process, like rounding, is a meditation itself. It's already has a very healing effect. I have a student, male student, and he said that it's the only meditation he can do. Still be concentrating your attention, you still be very present, but at the same time your brain is at peace. But each person has a different experience. For some, it may create some, it may activate some emotions, and it's okay. Don't stop, just continue rounding. We have this rule that if you started this action, if you already brought something out of your subconscious, you'd better finish it, because like you activated some areas of your subconscious mind, and to calm it down you need to round each corner. You may not finish the coloring, but the rounding need to be finished before you can do anything else. Especially like if you do it at evening, it will be very hard to fall asleep if you don't finish everything. Like don't finish rounding. So my right side is done, and I just finish left side. And because I like the small bubbles, I create them wherever I feel they can be placed. So you can do your own details. Just make sure that you round all corners. Okay, almost there. So the beauty about Neurographica, it's not just to see what is going on in your subconscious brain, but it's actually how you can, when you know what is going on, how you can transform it, what you need to do to make it more harmonious, what you need to add to this. And if it's not obvious for you, you are always welcome to post your picture under the video, and I will give you feedback about what could be done, what your challenges could be. Harmonized. And I don't talk about like real situation in life, but sometimes I can see them, but I can have this sense of your reaction, how you usually react, and what is this. Okay, so the only thing that so right now all corners are rounded, and the only thing that brings my attention that I don't have much lines on my on top, and I just have this spike corner that I want just to extend and do one more narrow line, and it will create this more Neurographica patterns. So I want these lines to be harmoniously balanced and spread around the whole picture, so there would be no blind spots. Okay, so everything seems nice and organic. And now, out of 5 pencils that I have, and you can have more than 5, I'm just, because I work in different organizations, I have to bring supplies, and it's time consuming to give especially kids opportunity to choose colors. So randomly chosen colors could be very helpful. So out of 5, I want to choose one color that I will consider I like the most. It's probably not your favorite color, but it will be the color that I like the most out of this 5. And I start coloring. Several segments together. You just how to choose which segments. I kind of see what wants to be colored first, what brings your attention first, and you start just expand the color like to other segments around. And when I color, I don't color just separate segments, I go across line, so I really unite those several segments. I go to like to bigger picture, and I want to expand it even beyond the circle. So you may do some gradient, you can do some shades, you can combine with different colors and create something more complex. It's your drawing, so you can experiment. You can use highlighters. I prefer color pencils, but highlighters could be some materials to work very fast with. So it's up to you. I have many supplies, but over years I do it. I just prefer to do it with marker Sharpie for lines, and I prefer to use Prismacolor pencils. But it's any pencils will do the job. It's my preferences. It's not really requirement. So I choose another color, and I choose the different segments that I want to work with. And I want to do this one. And it's okay if you don't color everything, if you leave some areas white. White represents some unknown. Not everyone likes it, but it's up to you. And again, I tried to expand it, but if you don't feel comfortable expand your colors, your welcome, just stay within your circle. And outside colors could be completely different colors. You can use a much smaller piece of paper. It's okay too. I usually, like, if we have only 1 hour class or even shorter, I use half of such size. Or it could be even smaller. So, okay, and I want to do this. So this yellow or greenish, I don't know. Of course, I left my sharpener downstairs. But you can. Okay. You could be as bold or narrow as you want. Okay, so I have this beautiful flow from one corner to another. So I still have this purple. Oh no, this one, and I want it. I encourage you to use at least 3 colors inside, because each color represents some kind of emotions or energies, and you are much more complicated than just one. Explore yourself. What kind of emotions do you have? Your may stay in lines, or you can just go across those lines. It's up to you. Everything would be an information about your personality. So I teach this method at different organizations, as I said before, at schools. I teach it at correction center with really challenging teenagers, and I could tell just by looking at the picture about what these kids went through. And it's not just information about what the personality is, but the beauty is how you can transform it on a piece of paper some experiences, your impression about some stuff in your life. And by just practicing it on paper, you will be learning. Okay, so I want this flow. I want it going through this, for example. Okay. So I made this crossroads of different energies. Again, you can make it as bold as you want, or you can make it as pale as you want. So it's what makes you feel comfortable. And I am practicing healing, energy healings methods. I teach people how to become healers, and I love to be in flow. So that's why all my drawings have this sense of flow, because I just love to be in this wave of energy. Okay, so I have already 3 colors, and I want something here. A little bit darker. So if you do some drawings for yourself and you notice that there is some area, some color that is isolated from borders, and it's usually you protect something that you tried to protect from the outside world, or from somebody who is outside, from a person around you. So pay attention if you have such areas. Any energy, if it's isolated and if it's suppressed, it's become poisonous. I like to compare emotions with water, and if water doesn't move, stay very isolated, like there is no flow, usually it's become a swamp, it's become poisonous. So to make it healthy, you need to create the flow. You need to be very careful about how strong the flow you want to be. Okay, so I have this quite intense color, and I'm not sure if I like it. But to and it's, let's see what I can do. Combine it with another color. Interesting. Why can so, intensify this one. This one. So those narrow lines create these unusual shapes. Again, you can create additional lines if you want. For example, this line doesn't have. I may create extra. I can explore more this area. It's not necessary you need to fill it with the color, different color. You can just can create as many details as you want, as many bubbles as you want, to give this richness of the drawing. So you can see what brings the most attention, what brings the most where is the biggest charge of energy. So for me the biggest charge is here, just red and brown red, very feminine color and some kind of controlling, demanding. It's very hard to analyze your own drawing, but it's easier to see on somebody's drawings what colors may represent. Okay, so last step. We don't exist just by ourselves in the universe. Universe vibrate, has its own vibration. The earth has vibration, and we want to be synchronized and aligned with those vibrations. We want to be harmoniously exist in the universe. So I take usually the thicker marker, or you can use even a little bit different colors like dark blue, or I would not go some like extremely different color because it will be harsh to integrate. And I mostly trying to just follow the lines, and I see how I can do it like bigger wave. So I already align what is going on in my life already, and I can create a new line, or I can just continue the line that already exists. For example, and I do 2 such lines, 2, sometimes 3. So I align myself with the universe. So it is a narrow line, but it has like a bigger wave, bigger purpose in life. That everything that exists, happens to me in life, has its own bigger meaning. I don't see it right now, but it is there. So, and wherever this line created an angle, I go and round it, because even alignment with the universe could be demanding, because it's in many cases what we want and what we need are different. So I want be aligned, and I want to be harmoniously led to what I need. And I want any extreme situations in my life. So I want to be I want to feel safe in universe. So I round each corner, and you can call it alignment with universe, you can call it field lines if you're familiar with the systemic constellations. You know what the field is. You can call it divine lines, or you can call it special blessing. So whatever makes you feel safe, you can call those lines. You can and it's those lines can create bigger purpose, like bigger structure of your existence in the universe. It gives you some kind of skeleton. All this all this movement has a direction now. See? There is a direction, sense of direction. And those lines can cross as well. So for example, I think that it goes too narrow, and I can just make these lines bolder. And again, I round. Every time I add those lines, I have the sense that I'm not alone. I have a bigger purpose in life. I have bigger place in universe, and I connect it to everything. It really helps me to feel connected. It helps me to feel grounded somehow. Because after I learn how to do this neurographic line, I practice to do the same, like roots from my feet to the earth, to feel grounded, to feel connected to the earth. It's like really, and I want to expand. So you see, I can add as many lines as I want. Okay. Okay, now one more step I want to finish it. Okay. You can use as many colors as you want. You can have this different accents, and if you have a sense that you are invisible and you want to be seen by other people, and you want to be or if you have problems with your boundaries, you're welcome to make bolder your circle. This sound is okay. See, I'm a little bit bolder again. If there is any areas that needs to be rounded, don't hesitate to do so. And just experiment, like, how does it feel to be bolder? How does it feel to be seen? How to be in center of your of attention? It's an experiment. You need to practice before you go and to other people and represent yourself. You can do this exercise before any serious meetings and just feel yourself as a center of attention. Let's see. And if you want to see to hear my feedback, please post your pictures under the video in comments, or send me an email or text message. Contact me directly and I will be happy to share my feedback with you. Again, it's not just about seeing what you are right now, but how you may transform yourself in something more harmonious and more peaceful. So this is pretty much everything I wanted to show you, and I left a little bit white because I don't want to be limited by what I am right now. And maybe I can come back to this drawing in a week or in a couple days or maybe in a year and add something else. I can always add more lines, or I can add more colors. And as I said, you can make colors more complex. You can combine those colors. You can blend them. So if you have any questions, let me know, and see you with my next exercise. Thank you. Bye.